soul of the city.
What is going on, St. Louis City fans and MLS fanatics? Welcome back to another episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media. Today I am joined once again by the beautiful Chris and Mohammed, virtually of course, and today is Tuesday. It is March the 11th. Wow. And St. Louis are walking away from LA with 3 massive points in a pretty dominating performance, continuing to show that we do not stand with coastal elites. We do not stand with retirees who are coming to the MLS solely to go on vacation. We stand with none of that. We are a hardworking, determined, small little Midwestern ball club who does not fuck with that. Guys, what did you think of the performance?
I think Marco Reus uses Duracell. You know what I mean? He needs new batteries. He needs Energizer. That's where he really needs. Because he looked like a complete fraud the whole game. No passion, no running, just walking around. He thought he was Messi. He's not. You can't just walk around. And that's why they conceded so many goals. Lack of effort out of all of their players. Just not knowing what to do.
That first goal for sure was partly due to Marco Reus not having any work rate. It's pretty terrible if you watch the goal back. Tusher just has open net in the back, and Reus is standing there with his hands on his hips doing nothing. So glad that Lutz is just like runs this ball club the way he does. Like he's not gonna sign a big DP. He's not gonna sign Marco Reus, even though there's so much talk about that last year with Burki Reus link up. Who cares? I don't want to hear it, man. I'd rather see what I saw on Sunday, where Reus had some pretty good shots, but Burki was just too good, man. Can't say enough about our Julius Caesar, our Roman Empire leading Roman Burki.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, there's been a lot of talk on the internet this week about his contract, which is set to expire at the end of this season. And good Lord, we need to retain this guy. I think it's time to shell out for this player. This is somebody who I could see, retiring with St. Louis. The fans absolutely love him. He's got the performances to back any amount of payment that I think he's going to ask for. And I know we don't have Ian. We haven't had Ian for a while. Ian would say that maybe there's opportunity to find some more value. But, I mean, on to season 3, and I think there's no better place to put value than in Roman Burki.
Or do you sell high? I kind of understand it. Like, yeah, I'm hyped. Roman, I just sung his praises, but, like, he's 34. So there's probably not that much.
Goalies
left.
have more longevity, I would say, than most.
I agree.
Like
I'm
Buffon played forever.
More.
Huh?
That's it.
What'd you say?
Whatever he's getting paid now, that's all you offer him, or less. Nothing more.
For how many more years do you give
2
him?
years.
I get the
Nothing more,
feeling.
nothing less.
I get the feeling that if we're gonna offer him what he's making now, he might explore his options. I think there were some European clubs that were scouting him that we saw at the start of this year, and I would assume that pressure would continue into. I mean, and it would be pretty bad to lose him on a free, especially if he's going to go get paid big somewhere else. So, I'd love to lock him down for another 2 years. But maybe give him a little more.
I can't see him getting paid big. I could see him going back to his like boyhood club, Grasshoppers. I don't actually know if that was his boyhood club, but Swiss team, he used to play there. I don't know. I could see that happening.
I think he's still got enough juice to play somewhere like at least decent. Europa League level, maybe even Champions League level.
Bro, I don't even think that, bro.
Nah.
Nah.
I think those days are behind him as well.
I think he's 34 and playing in the MLS for a reason.
Yeah, but okay, let's stop shitting on Burki because he did have an amazing game.
A man of the match performance. My God.
Walk me through the stats. Who has the stats right now? Let's see.
What are we looking for? Roman Burki here?
Roman Burki statistics. I think he had like eight saves. I want to say
8
Yeah, 8
saves,
saves.
about pretty close to 2 expected goals against him, and obviously we didn't concede anything. He hit 33% of his long balls. But honestly, the thing that's putting him into the man of the match is those 8 saves. That's
Listen,
pretty
I don't
big
want
for
to
him.
hate on. I don't want to hate on him, right? When I say what I'm about to say, his saves were great, but it was also more LA not finishing.
Yeah, it's true.
Was it though?
Gabriel,
Was it?
Peck had a sitter, just a sitter that he didn't even hit the target.
I know. I saw that one.
Well,
But there
here-
was also the Royce chance was crazy. The fact that Burki got any fingers on that was destined for the bottom right corner if you're from the perspective of the field. And then there was another one with Christian Ramirez that was like point blank. Kind of reminded me of the save that Zach Steffen had on Betcher, right? Just like point blank range and just threw an arm at it and got to it. So I don't know. Those two saves alone pay the man.
I think he had a great game, but I think LA also had a really bad game.
I think LA, yeah, I would agree that LA had a really bad game. I mean, in the first, I would say 30 minutes of this game, I was not feeling confident at all. And I think you can really tell by like the momentum, the match momentum on the left. Like we really were getting dominated and could not get the ball out of our half for a substantial amount of time. They really like overloaded our midfield well, and our back line just stayed in a kind of flat 5. And tons of people were making great runs in past the line. I thought Durkin did okay. I don't think he had his strongest performance that we've seen him. Obviously, he's coming back from injury. It's his first start in a long time. I can't even remember the last time he started. But yeah, I was fearful. And our first goal in this game, like I really feel like as much as the scoreline looks like it was a dominant performance, I feel like we did get a little bit lucky in this one.
I think it easily could have ended like 5-2 City or 5-3 City. This could have been a much higher scoring game, but yet again, man, kudos to Burki for keeping that clean sheet.
Hey, shout out MLS. What's his name? Moves.
Yeah.
Shout out that guy who can't host a Sunday night game.
Pussy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pussy ass dude.
Are
Fuck you.
Talking about the attendance at LA Galaxy?
Nah. This dude, MLS Moves, basically said LA Galaxy is just playing like shit right now, and St. Louis is not good enough to carry a game to make it entertaining. Like,
that's
tweeted
funny.
it out.
It does make me wonder, though, what does this game look like if they had Paintsill and Ricky Puig? It's probably a different story.
It would have been tighter for certain.
Yeah, we would have won probably 4-0.
That's not tighter.
That's looser, bro.
No.
Yeah. But this is a game where it shows that possession isn't everything. They had, what did they have? Like 70% possession, 69%?
70 to 30.
It wasn't that crazy, was it?
It was 70
it was 70-30. Yeah, it really
damn.
was. Yeah. And Peck was looking quite rapid. He had quite a few shots, so he was kind of scary, but nobody else seemed to really be doing anything. So lucky for us.
Yeah.
What's that center back that plays for Galaxy? Carlos?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about
Garces.
the fast guy?
Yeah, this dude saved them so many times.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He
He was doing everything he could to cover for Yoshida's washed up old ass. How old is he right now?
40.
Gotta be in his 30s. He looks terrible. Klaus turned him so bad on the corner. Remember the first opportunity that Toyshirt had, and he could have passed, but instead he tried to slam it top bins from like near post. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Klaus did Yoshida so dirty on that. We could probably pull it up if we could find it. But
Yeah, I could pull it up.
God, dude. All those Klaus haters. He didn't have like a goal contribution, but I thought he had a pretty good game. overall.
That's why we watch football with our eyes, not with the ratings, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
You got Marco
exactly.
Royce on website having an 8.5, 8.3 rating, but come on, man,
Come
didn't
on,
look
man.
that great to me. Um, Toy Kurt, yeah, that guy stinky first half.
Oh my
Stinky
god, dude! I
first half.
flipped out when Klaus did that in game, man. That is just
Oh, yeah.
that is just insanity. But
Dude,
like,
it's gonna start. They're gonna start dropping for him.
no,
pretty soon.
absolutely.
He's gonna start finding the back of the net.
He had moments like that towards the end of last season too, which will of course be forgotten. But yeah, I thought. What did you guys think? I mean, obviously, I think this is probably going to be something we have to talk about every episode, like until we see a goal or two from Klaus. What did you think of the performance? Was it up to your standard for a designated player in the MLS?
Yeah, he didn't really get any chances to score. Like, wasn't if Toyker passed both times to Klaus and he missed, then I would have started talking. The first half, he had there was two chances he could have passed it to Klaus. He didn't do that. Either one of them he just shot it himself. The second one, he just passed it way too hard, and he never got the ball. No, Klaus played well, played good. Like maybe not did a lot of stuff, but he had a great hold up play, moving the ball, didn't lose the ball in our half or anything like that. I think he played really well.
I think
Yeah,
he played
I thought
well
he played
too.
dangerous. But is he DP level? That was your question, Riley. I don't know if I quite saw that on display.
Yeah,
Toy Shirt, he's looking like a DP. Hartel's looking
Nah,
like a DP.
Toy should
They're
not
looking
look like a
nice.
DP, bro.
Really, you really didn't like his first half because
Bro, he
he had
played
two
like
goal contributions. He had two
yeah,
goal contributions.
yeah, bro. But
Like,
when you watch the game, he did not play great. Like for 45 minutes, he did not play great. Then he got a goal, which was kind of a shitty goal, basically. You know,
yeah, and he did
yeah,
miss.
but he
He did miss a 1v1 with Mitrovic as well. It is the one where he was played in by Klaus, or maybe it was Hartel actually. And it was like back post. He took a touch, waited a really long time to take his shot, and then put it side netting. He was trying to shoot it into the roof and just totally did not even put it on goal. I think
also
that was disappointing.
his assist, honestly, was all Hartel fucking booking it to try to get to the
his
ball.
hustle. I thought literally whenever that ball was played, I go, "There's no way." I like said it out loud, and then Hartel out of nowhere. It felt like that Marcel Hartel edit, that Hartel core edit that Riley did a few years back. That's how I felt.
Dude,
Came in to
that's
save
beautiful.
today.
He did. Dude, he used fucking Energizer Bunny. Just, yeah, I did not expect him to track with that. And he was 1v1 with Garces, who was like showcasing pace all game. Like, and he just burns him.
Yes.
Burns it, like absolutely torches him.
Garces is the fastest player in the MLS right now.
I remember
back.
hearing that, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All
So I don't know. Hartel still had a lot to do.
Yeah.
I think
one
Hartel,
getting to the ball, two finishing. Right, like that was just a
yeah.
beautiful goal.
I think Hartel was probably out of Burki was man of the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like a DP player. He looks like he does what he wants.
Yep.
Toyker, even with the fucking goal and assist, both of them were kind of mid, and he got lucky basically. Like the goal, you gotta score that. No one's in front of you. It's a tap in. Like this is like a standard, not a DP level player. This is if I play soccer, I should score this type of player. You know what I mean? Then the pass, his assist wasn't something phenomenal. It was more Hartel taking over and making the most out of a, all right pass, I'd say.
You want to talk about a phenomenal assist? Kyle Hebert. to
Who
Simon
said?
Betcher.
Who the fuck said he can't pass? Huh?
Oh
Not
my
us.
God, dude.
We never said that shit.
That was a perfectly weighted ball into the final third, into the box. Just, I mean, it could not have been better. And there was guys all around too. Like if he puts that anywhere else, Betcher doesn't get to it. Defenders get in the way. Yeah, goalkeeper gets to it. I mean, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Hats off to Kyle Hebert. I think it shows because he started. Has he started all 3 games?
Yeah.
At this point.
Yep.
Or was Yarrow in the lineup for one of them.
He was, but
I think
the first game, Hebert and Yarrow started together. There was no Volum.
Yeah,
And
man.
Horn
I'm
played
liking
left wing.
Kyle Hebert this season.
Yeah, man.
But this is, I mean, not to like fit on another player just because Hebert's doing well. But Giannis Horn, dude, I'm not convinced. There were moments in that game where Leuven had to play like left center back. And then if you look at his heat map, yet again, Leuven is playing center back relatively. He's playing CDM. Look at that. On the left side too. That makes my point even better. He's like covering for Horn, like Giannis Horn. Because dude just does not have the pace. I'm hoping, I think like if this team wants to win a trophy this year, I think that Giannis Horn is a valuable bench piece. But I'm going to need Timo Baumgartel, who we saw late in that game. I'm going to need him to be like that third center back. Because I feel pretty locked with Kessler and with Hebert. But I don't know if I'm buying what Giannis is selling right now.
Dude, I think it's crazy that Hebert's damn near historic rise. Like, I think, and obviously we're only 3 games in. And in this game, I think he was, 95% passing. He only misplaced 1 pass, 97% passing. This 1 pass that he misplaces led to a dangerous counterattack opportunity for LA Galaxy. So it's kind of an asterisk, right? Like, yes, he gets an assist. Yes, he was outstanding on defense, but like there are still those moments where playing out from the back, which is what we want to do, still looks rough around the edges. So still a great performance from him, and obviously 3 clean sheets in 3 games with 3 starts. He's not going anywhere, and I have no issue with that whatsoever.
What'd you think of Conrad Wallum?
Yeah, it was an interesting performance, and we'll get to the substitutions in this game. But he was let's look at his heat map, because I felt like there was moments where
he kind of ghosted a little bit.
A little bit. There was moments where in that first half, him and Totland ended up on the same side, and I think that's probably what these 2 are right here. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is he over there? How has he ended up there? But again, I think it's someone who with more confidence is going to take on players down those flanks and will be exciting. I was looking at the bench in this one, and Celio was an unused substitution. Do I think that maybe in the Open Cup game, or maybe in another? I mean, I guess there's really no such thing as like a weak opponent in the MLS. You kind of have to be ready to play hard every single game. But like, is there ever an opportunity for Celio to play left wing back? I think potentially, if we're not seeing what we want to see out of Volum.
You think that that's where they'd play him? I think that he would come on like late, and if we had a formation change where it allowed for us to have like more traditional wingers. But I feel for Celio, man, because there's just not really like his position is not even being utilized at it within Olaf's system. And I'm not mad about it. Ultimately, like, I mean, I am mad that I don't get to see Celio, but what Olaf is doing is working, and I don't want to flip the script or change anything up.
True.
Also, if you look at the subs, it was all defenders mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of early too.
It was like, okay, we're up 2-0. I'm cool.
I definitely had moments of confusion with the first batch of subs, because we're subbing on Yarrow, taking out Toychert, and we're subbing on Betcher for Klaus. So we're essentially going to like a 5-4-1. So like ultra defensive. Yeah. He wants to protect the lead, which makes sense. But like, so at this point, Yarrow goes back to center back. Horn comes out here to take Volum's spot, and then Volum basically is moving into the midfield somewhere in here, which, looking at that substitution, I was like, where the fuck is Yarrow going to go? But, I mean, honestly, it worked out. I think it took a little bit of time to regain the defensive shape, but, I mean, we didn't concede, so, I mean, fuck it. I mean,
I love
cooked.
that's like a tactic that's in Olaf's bag, right? Is that he can just go to a back 4 and then release Conrad Wallum. to play like a true wing position almost, like get way up, not be afraid, and not have to have as much defensive duty. But to that same vein, it's almost like, all right, do you then just bring on Celio to play that and have fresh legs, right? Who hasn't been defending all game, and he could really run at defenders. Either way, it worked, and I like that that's an option for Olaf to do.
Yeah.
Well, a fun fact: we already tied away wins from last year. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
we
terrible.
I think we went 1-8 away last year,
Something like that.
Damn.
and and better start than last year. Clearly, we're doing something right. Olaf is doing something right. Gets me excited. Honestly, I wake up every morning happy now, instead of not wanting to wake up.
Well, you know who else is happy with the Olaf Melberg signing are all the middle-aged moms who enjoy St. Louis City soccer. My mom being one of them. I watched this game at Urban Chestnut in the Grove. My mom linked up with us, and she was really singing the praises of Olaf Melberg, not for necessarily his coaching tactics, but for just that good, strong European look about him. Untamed.
Man.
Stepdaddy Olaf.
Big Daddy Olaf, undoubtedly.
Oh God.
What other subs do we have?
We didn't really. We kind of like glossed over Durkin. I wanted to talk about
Yeah,
him
yeah.
a little bit.
Go for it.
Dude, he click on his heat map. He's a lot higher up on the pitch than Leuven is, and it's like it's got to be intentional. And I just don't really understand it, if I'm being honest. I always thought he was
that's
more of the CDM, and Leuven was more of the creative, like 10, moving around in the middle of the box, like going box to box. But like Durkin was the one who was, honestly, sometimes he was up there kind of striking. Like you see where his hottest point on the heat map is. He's just past half. Like I don't really understand it. Olaf, I trust in Olaf, so
I think it's definitely Durkin is one to press their midfield, like get onto their midfield very quickly, which makes sense why he's probably a little bit higher up. But also, Leuven has said for a long time that he doesn't want to play the 10. He doesn't want to be in advanced positions. He prefers to distribute from further back. And I think with what we've seen, he's going to continue to grow into the role. And once he really starts spraying long balls for runs in behind, I think you'll better appreciate his deeper role. We just haven't really seen
I think
it.
I already do. I already do appreciate it. Like I feel more confident in the center of our midfield and then also in our defense, right? And we've seen it in the past 3 games, 3 clean sheets. Honestly, you got to give Leuven some credit for that. You can't just give it all to the center backs, despite how good all of them have been. Like Leuven has done a lot of the dirty work in front of him. So,
I fully agree. And in this game, they were talking about Marcel Hartel. I think towards the end of the second half, they had said that he had covered around 7 miles worth of ground, which is fucking insanity. Like, bro is running a 10K every week for the team. Like, that's the shit you want to see out of your DP. And
he was kind of sick too.
Really?
He was kind of sick the night before.
Oh,
yeah, they said it in the presser. Yeah, and they were like, "Well, good thing he was fit." Yeah, bro, he ran 7 miles. Like he's ready.
Imagine this. He pulls up on you, runs 7 miles, scores a goal. But all this started with his nice little Dougie.
True.
He
Yes, sir.
hit that shit. I think he said, I'm about to shit on you now.
That's a pregame routine, man. Every team needs a good pregame routine. Marcel, his little Dougie in the center of the circle. Keep it moving.
I was surprised when he hit that. I was like,
damn, bro, got the
John
moves.
Wall. God damn.
Teach me how to
Someone's
Dougie.
been teaching the Germans.
Yeah, that definitely went hard. And then, dude, the final goal in this game was a Missouri-made goal. Kyle Hebert, Mo State alum, to Simon Betcher, St. Louis University alum. Beautiful. Love to see it.
Yeah. Well, okay, linger on that for a second. What is Betcher always coming off the bench? Does he get a start next game? We play Seattle. We don't need to talk about that yet, but like what do you want to see out of the strike force next
Keep it
game?
the same way.
Yeah, I think keep
Really?
it the same
Start
way.
start with Klaus and Toykert.
I think Klaus needs some better run. Keep that confidence going because I think he definitely has it. I think he's on right now, and I think that needs to continue from our DP. You can't have the DP on the bench. I think that's just a bad look as a whole. Maybe it doesn't matter as much for the fans who are just the huge Klaus haters who are like, "Oh, I want to see him rot the bench." It's a bad look if your DP is starting on the bench for the organization as a whole.
Also,
would agree.
Simon just probably had fresh legs compared to everyone.
That definitely
So-
helped in his goal. I will say that. Yeah.
So
But you also, it's a bad look if you're not rewarding players who are doing well for you, right? It's like you want to reward Simon Betcher for scoring, like give him a start. Honestly, I'm okay with it. I think Klaus, I think he needs to understand while he had a pretty good game. I think he needs to understand that he's still in a dogfight for that position. It's not his just because he's the DP.
Well,
but
so
the question is, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you had said that we need to be giving the opportunities to those who perform. I mean, Betcher technically isn't really a full-time St. Louis City member. He's still on loan from Vancouver. Do you expect, if the performances continue, that we give him the first-team contract and try to sign him from Vancouver? Or, I mean, does he continue to just be a role player?
No, I think Lutz is thinking bigger picture with this, and I think he was thinking bigger picture whenever he brought him in on loan. Like he likes players that have a connection to the city.
Yeah.
And that there's like real passion and there's like actual give a fuck, right? Behind their effort out there. And I think you see it with Kyle Hebert and you see it with Simon Betcher. You saw it with Indiana Vasilov and he's gone. So you need a spirit piece, you need somebody who's like all for city, right? I mean, I love our Germans, right? But it's not going to be the same as a kid who played for SLU. It's just not. Like no matter what their quality is, I think that Simon probably has more of a connection than Toykert.
I'd agree with that. And I mean, I'm sure we would all agree that Betcher probably deserves the opportunity. I mean, I don't even know if it's deserved the opportunity. I guess it's more the club would be looking at purchasing his contract from Vancouver. But yeah, I think the strike force remains the same, and I think we can continue to release Betcher, the Energizer Bunny, whenever possible. Do you guys think we'll ever get a mascot, like a funny character that like dresses up in a suit?
I hope
thought you're
not.
the mascot.
Fuck you.
I don't
Little
know.
clown.
I don't think they need that, to be honest.
I think they do.
What's the mascot going to be for the city?
I mean, it's probably going to be an
Huh?
Energizer Bunny now. Big pink
I
rabbit.
hope not. Energizer Bunny.
I mean, is it pink, city red?
I guarantee it's gonna be like a dog.
Oh yeah, Purina.
It's gonna be a dog.
That would be
I-
quite cringe, I think. Quite
I don't know if we
cringe,
need
quite
if we
boring.
need a mascot. Do prem teams don't have a
Yeah,
mascot?
yeah, they
Yes,
do.
They do.
The Gunnersaurus, bro? Come on.
Gunnersaurus will molest kids.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gunnersaurus fed up. Yeah. If you know, you know.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Gunnosaurus, I forgot. But I mean, does all teams have that?
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
all have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay,
Yeah.
who's Leeds mascot? Let's see.
Huh?
Leeds United.
That's
Leeds United
Tyler
mascot.
Adams.
Tyler,
Right, he doesn't even play for that team.
He has a mascot.
like Watford isn't Watford's a bee,
Yeah.
which is
Uh,
weird because they have a
men-
moose in
men-
their logo.
Also, we're not European, so it doesn't matter what they do.
Oh, it turns
Matters-
out Leeds has Lucas the Cop Cat.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh man, it embodies the club's nickname, the Whites.
Mm.
Soccer Vixen would hate that
Right.
one.
That's
Riley's
European, all right.
favorite. Every city has a mascot. Liverpool,
Okay.
Chelsea, all of them got one.
Yeah,
It's
I was
not-
just because they had the Galaxy had one, and it's some weird looking like creature that's like.
Is it a lion?
Nah, it's got
Is
like
it
a
a lion?
blue face.
Oh.
It kind of looks like a mosquito, I think.
It was Ellen DeGeneres, bros.
L.A.
That's what it was.
degenerate.
Yeah, dude, tell me why their stadium was so empty.
Dude, it was sad.
So
LA.
empty.
It was really
It's LA.
depressing to see.
On a Sunday afternoon, what else they have
Beautiful
going
day.
on? Yeah.
Not what, bro. LA. If it's not the Dodgers or Lakers, they're not selling out anything.
Yeah,
I mean, LAFC has a good fan base. They show up.
I don't know about that.
I think
man.
the Galaxy
Galaxy
fans are
full
just
of fair weather fans.
yeah, or they're just fair weather. I think like
Yeah.
because I mean they were packing it out for like all their playoff games last season, of course. But this year they started off 0-2 and they were like, man, they're dog shit. I'm not going.
They didn't pack
Like-
it out, man. That's where they put the homeless people for a day. And that's what happened.
They were like, please come to Carson County. Please show up. At
Yeah.
we'll give you shelter for the night. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
and that's what happened.
Also just had to drop a dime on John Nelson. That guy was getting absolutely fucking cooked in this one. That was the last.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
why
my
he got subbed too.
That was my last
re-
piece. I
I
think.
really wanted to tweet like the grass isn't greener, but then I would have felt really bad about myself if he sent back a picture of him holding the MLS Cup.
Yeah, I think it's.
I would've-
Dude, it's so
I would've
crazy
hurt
that he's
myself.
an MLS
Yeah.
Cup champion because, in all reality, I feel like he played a very small role. Like, LA Galaxy signed him, like, I think midway through the season. And, yeah, he was getting run for all of their games. But, like, man, the LA Galaxy fucking did not need him to win the MLS Cup. But he's got the accolade now, so just another reason
He
to
was
continue hate
subbed
watching.
in hooked in the 59th minute
Yeah,
for
stinker
a child,
and
I'm
hooked.
pretty sure. Julian Adu, how old is this guy? He's got to be like 17. I don't know.
All I know is Hartel is my favorite player, and if he ever has a stinker, he does it. You know what I mean? That's all I got to think about him.
I know what you mean.
What worked well for this team compared to the San Diego
Finishing.
game and even the Colorado game?
Finishing your chances.
I think it's
Was it-
chance
was it
creation
just
more
that?
than that. We barely had
Yeah.
any chances in the San Diego game.
Yeah, but
Agreed.
but the first game we had a lot of chances. We just didn't finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was like we just finished easy chances. Whatever chance we got, we finished. That's it. That's the difference between us and LA today. They could have tied if they finished their chances, but they didn't. They suck. So
I would agree with that. I do
I
think
thought our build-up play was so much better this game. Like, even though we only had 30% possession, we maximized that 30%. Like, it was like quick line-breaking pass, then like a 1-2 to break the back line, and then somebody was in. Like, it was so efficient. It just kind of baffles me, like how we couldn't do that against San Diego and then just rip this team to shreds.
Well, I would say it's because all these players are still like there's new players, right? New coach, new system. Everyone's learning what to do. So it's like they're just trying to figure it out, and they're doing well. Like for a new system, I'd say, yeah. It's like all these players are playing completely different than how they did last year. None of them played like this. We didn't do this. Wasn't our thing. So, being with two strikers, Leuven having to track back a bit more, and like just a lot of stuff, just to work on like fitness, a lot of stuff. So I think we'll see in the next month or two how it really turns out.
yeah,
If they can adapt to the new system or not.
still pretty early on. I mean, 3 games in out of a 32 game season. Like, there's a lot of road ahead, but I think we're trending in the right direction for certain. Which is a great thing because we're now presented our opportunity to beat the Seattle Sounders for the first time in our club's history.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people on the internet say that maybe we shouldn't be so scared of the Sounders. They do have a mid-week match versus Cruz Azul in the Champions Cup, which is beneficial to us. I know that one of their young DPs, De La Vega, is injured yet again. I know that they did score 5 goals against LA in Seattle last weekend.
Los Angeles FC, not. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be said, but different teams. Yeah.
I do think this Sounders team is still a little bit scary. They've got two guys whose names are very similar, and it's not the Roll Dons. It's Rusnak and like his name's like Rocksaki or some crazy shit like that. Hang on, let me find this guy. Oh yeah, and obviously they've signed two former FC Dallas players in Paul Areola and Jesus Ferreira. I think Jesus Ferreira has scored one goal against St. Louis, but I think it was in League's Cup. It was not in a regular season match. Who the fuck am I thinking of? Yeah, Rusnak had a great game against LAFC. And this Paul Rothrack guy. This guy is a Seattle native. Great story about this guy. Seattle native. After graduating college, went to play for the Tacoma Defiance in the USL, and then played for somebody's MLS Next Pro team, and then Seattle picked him up, and now he, with all of Seattle's injuries, he's getting some run with them. He looked very impressive against LAFC as well. He's like a winger type.
Yeah, he plays in front of St. Louis City's former John Bell.
Yes,
Part
indeed.
Of their center back trio.
I wouldn't really describe Bell as the one who got away, but I think he probably had a better case than a handful of St. Louis's center backs.
I mean, think about our center back depth right now. I wouldn't trade a single one of them for John Bell, but great guy. Shout out John Bell. Hope you do well. What do you think? This who freaks you out? Does Jesus Ferreira strike fear into your St. Louis heart?
Bro, honestly, these MLS players really, unless they are like big names, they really don't freak me out. I mean, honestly, Jordan Morris has been kind of cooking this season. But I think Kessler's well poised to handle this guy. I mean, yeah. I don't really have a whole lot.
Albert Rusnak, Slovakian, 30 years old, attacking mid, had the hat trick last game.
Yes.
He could be a little scary.
Yeah, it's true. I think the biggest thing is going to be watching their game that they have tonight to see who's starting, because they have had a pretty packed run of games recently. I mean, I guess it's not been terrible, but yeah, they've had quite a few games. So I think we just have to wait and see. Truthfully, I think we do have a great chance of beating Seattle at home. It'll be nice to get back home after a 2-week stretch. Do you guys have anything else on Seattle? Because there is some local news that I think we should cover if you guys are good on Seattle.
Seattle.
We're not beating Seattle.
Dude, what the fuck?
Really?
Why not?
It's not.
You don't feel confident in that? I feel like it's very much possible.
You know when a club just like kind of has your number? And I feel like Seattle's us, you know what I mean? They just have our number.
Seattle had Bradley Carnell's number. They don't have Olaf Melberg's new system. We're too compact.
True.
We're too strong.
Listen, we've never beat them, and usually they just smack us around. Actually, too, it's not even like close sometimes. Like there's dog walk us a lot of the times.
Yeah, things are different now.
Yeah, it's a brand new club, bro. Brand new world.
I don't think we're gonna win, but I don't think we're gonna lose either. I think it's probably gonna be a draw.
0-0?
Probably like 2-2.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 2-0 St. Louis win at home. Let's keep the clean.
2-1. I don't think we keep the clean sheets going. Seattle has a pretty good offense, and they'll figure something out. But
they do. I'm just really gonna back the defense until I see otherwise.
Fair.
Local news wise, they did just release information about tickets for the Open Cup games that are coming up. which is good news and kind of interesting news. They've come out and said that they're selling tickets now, and the whole stadium is going to be general admission. They are not selling specific seats for this game. A ticket to get in the door is like $40, and it's going to be general admittance. I don't know if this is because of the poor attendance for the Leagues Cup. I don't know if it's because it's a midweek game that they think people aren't going to show. I don't really know. What do you guys think about that?
That's
So what
super
if-
weird to me because we went to the Open Cup, the one home Open Cup we played against like Omaha.
Yep.
Right. And shit was packed. Like we sold out. So I don't know. Maybe they're thinking like, oh, year 3, people aren't as into the midweek games. But I mean, I don't know. I guess hopefully it's a packed house. I hope that their idea there works.
Mo?
General admissions, huh?
Yeah, general admission.
I think I'm gonna walk in there and wait until halftime and just take someone's seat. You can't prove that you were sitting there.
That's true.
You got no ticket.
I think if they sell enough tickets, they're going to have to come up with some kind of solution. I think if they sell, I mean, and I don't even know if since they're doing general admission, if maybe the 200 seats are like closed off or what they're going to do. I think if we sell enough tickets, they're going to have to like rethink this plan because 22,000 people for general admittance into a 22,000 capacity stadium just is recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's a recipe to get rowdy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Get
That's why they gotta get rid of
Different energy.
Get rid of
We
seats,
were-
add bleachers.
full
We've been
stadium
talking about
bleachers.
this for a long time though, like how the ticket prices are kind of outrageous, and how people who have the money they're season ticket holders and they just kind of like they can resell those for outrageous prices, right? And it's like price gouging, and you don't get to have like this inner city feel, or you don't get to include that fan base. So I'm excited for it. I think it's definitely different, but I think it's gonna be cool.
I'm
looking
super
forward to it.
excited. I think St. Louis knows how much the Open Cup means to not only the sport of soccer, but to the city itself. And I think we're going to sell this bad boy out, no problem. I'm about to go buy my tickets here in a bit. But yeah, I think that was the only local news type thing that we have going on. Do you guys have anything before we sign out here today?
Who's your goal scorer next game for City?
Let me get a Marcel Hart. Actually, I'm sorry, an Edouard Leuven penalty, and let me get a Joao Klaus goal, please and thank you.
Mo, who's your lock
Well,
to score?
I said 2 people are gonna score. Chris Durkin's gonna score for sure, and Kessler.
Wow.
Okay. These are not locks, folks.
Yeah,
Don't take
don't go
financial
lock
advice.
these in.
Listen. Last game, Kessler almost scored. He kind of helped set up that goal. It was this close.
That's true.
I just see it happening.
I could definitely see a corner goal.
Also,
I think Hartel's due, and I think Klaus is due. I agree with the Klaus shout. I think he's knocking on the door to have his first goal this season.
He deserves it too, man. He deserves the world, no matter
I wanna
what
say
the
two-
haters say to him.
2 things to Kessler and Yao Klaus. Shave it off, man.
Let it
It's
go.
over, guys.
It's probably time, honestly.
It's I think
agree.
especially Klaus.
Mhm.
You know, Kessler could probably save himself one day, but Klaus, you're finished, bro. You're my age.
Bro, Klaus looks like that Muppet. God, I'm gonna try to pull him up.
He
The
looks
little
like that-
Muppet.
The blue one.
Now the little Muppet with like the reddish hair that's like barely hanging on.
Oh yeah, he doesn't
Yeah,
like
I'll-
speak English. He just like makes little noises.
Yes. I'll find him and we'll throw it on Twitter.
I'm sure if we have any millennials or beyond, they are really hating on us right now for not knowing the Muppets.
Well,
Not
fuck
really my target
millennials,
audience.
man.
Sorry,
So-
we're fucking Gen Z around these parts if you haven't figured it out yet.
Klaus, shave it off, buddy.
Yeah, I think
time.
a bald head is pretty intimidating too. Like I would be freaked out if I saw Klaus's 6'3" ass with a fully shiny cranium. I think that'd be sick.
weaker. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't look as much like Klaus as I thought, but like, you know what I'm saying? When Klaus is heat of the game and his little tufts are sticking up, you can kind of see it.
No hate though, Joao. Do what
No
you gotta
hate.
do.
Yeah,
All right.
keep banging him in or start banging him in.
Let's sign out here, guys. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode, and we will see you after we take on Seattle at home this Saturday. Peace.
Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.